So Hodgkin's lymphoma versus non-Hodgkin's just means it has certain characteristics under the microscope, okay? But anyway, it's become more and more prevalent, as have leukemias. And they're very similar in many respects. But lymphomas, non-Hodgkin's lymphomas, are probably what we see at Oasis 9 to 1 with Hodgkin's lymphomas. Okay. I got to tell you, of all the cancers that we've worked with over the years, we've only had maybe a couple of people with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma that didn't do well. And that's because they came too late. It's really one of the easiest ones to manage and deal with. And I say that with all these years of repeatedly seeing it. One lady, 12 years ago, 14 years ago, was told that she should find, her doctor said there's nothing we can do. She was a single mom, and you need to try to find someone for your daughter because she's going to be an orphan. This is medical care, right? This is part of medical care. No, you have to understand something. This is medical scare, not medical care. Okay? It's the standard of scare. Anyway, she didn't want to go with that story, so she came to us 6 months later. She worked really hard. 6 months later, it was all gone. She went back to her original doctor and said, "Look at this. You want to know what I did?" And he said, "No." So think about that for a while. Anyway, by the way, her daughter graduated high school, and everything turned out fine. But anyway, that's just to give you an example. So non-Hodgkin's lymphomas and Hodgkin's lymphomas are quite prevalent now. We seem to be seeing more and more of them every year. Now, I think that all lymphomas and all leukemias have somewhere in their history a virus. We may not have discovered that virus yet. You know, there are viruses out there that we still haven't named and discovered. I'm not saying it caused it because it didn't. Because that same, for example, Epstein-Barr virus can cause Burkitt's lymphoma. Epstein-Barr virus can cause nasopharyngeal cancer. However, every one of you listening to this has had Epstein-Barr. We've all had it. They call it the kissing disease. They call it, it's got a lot of names. It's well known. What's it called? Anyway, Epstein-Barr virus. So, just because you have the virus, it doesn't mean you're going to get the cancer. So don't be afraid of viruses, okay? In fact, we actually have orphan viruses. We have viruses that live in us that are part of our physiology. We need them. Just like we have bacteria that live in us, and we need them, and without them, we're dead. So, I'm not here to make you afraid of viruses or bacteria. What I just want you to know is that I think they're ideologically involved. In other words, they're part of the cause. They're part of the whole thing. So, therefore, when you're dealing with this sort of cancer, then you must also be aware that you want to deal with the viral component as well. That's all I'm saying. And we do that quite effectively. There are several really excellent ways of dealing with viruses. Now, not that I learned in medical school. When I learned in medical school, I really was taught that basically there's nothing you can do about viruses, and they were 100% right, because there's nothing you can do with drugs. Can't. Turns out that there is a lot you can do with them without drugs. So, anyway, so Hodgkin's lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's lymphomas are really the best. They respond the best to what we do. So anyway, if you or anyone has that, and unfortunately it happens to young people and old people, but, a lot of young people. So if you or anyone has that, please give us a call. We have a lot of experience with it. We understand it quite well. Actually, if you choose the right therapy to go to, you wind up in the right program, you'll actually have a long life to enjoy. Okay? So none of these cancers are death sentences. Remember, cancer is a word, not a sentence. Okay? It's a word. And it's a word that was made up, and it's got a lot of PR, and it instills fear in people. And we want to change that. We want to change that. We want you to know that if you have cancer, it's like all it means is that your body is adapting to an unfavorable situation in this particular way right now, and all you got to do is change the situation, and it won't have to adapt anymore. So it's really not any different than any of the other ones. I want to take away that fear. So don't call it cancer anymore. Turn the words around and call it rec neck. Okay, the rec neck doesn't make you, I got rec neck. I can deal with that. All right, anyway, give us a call. Let's talk about it. Let's help you get on your road to health.